Hey, where you at, man? We gotta get this video filmed.
Yeah, I'm running behind. I got a little bit of car trouble.
We have your preps in your car, right?
Yeah, I don't really know what I have in my car. I haven't really looked. Yeah.
You don't have preps in your car? We're literally filming a video about car preps.
All right, guys, we're out of the sun down here in the shade. Really nice, wooded backdrop going on here. Let's tear into it.
Yeah. So another thing to think of when we're talking about car preps is everyone has a different situation. For example, he has kids, so as you know, you don't always have space to keep something like this trunk in here, and it's something you really got to think about is how much space and how much do you really want to keep in your car, because this is probably over $500 worth of stuff that I keep in the car, and if you live in an area that's not so nice,
yeah,
you don't want to be losing that much. So
that's true too. When the wife and I go on a long distance trip, we both have go bags or get home bags, if you want to call it that, that we'll throw in, but for around town, we're very basic with what we have. I mean, fitting a stroller in there, the carrier for the kid, like it takes up a lot of real estate, especially we drive the Subaru Crosstrek, and we don't have that much space, in there to do that kind of stuff. So that is a great point that Zach brought up there is, everyone's situation is going to be totally different. So I guess let's tear into this and see what we got going on.
Yeah, so we're going to start with Ryan's kit, see what he's got going, and we're going to have links for everything down in the description, so if you guys want to pick up any of this stuff, they are going to be referral links, so we'll get a small kickback to help support the channel, but definitely want to give you guys this valuable information, and if you guys have anything that you think we're missing, please tell us down below.
Right, so first aid's really important. I've been out on the road a few times now where I've come up on a few vehicle accidents, and having first aid was crucial in coming up on that scene. So I always have an individual first aid kit, an IFAC kit here. You can treat minor scrapes and bumps the whole way up to gunshot wounds. I've got chest seals in here, gauze, tourniquets, you name it, it's in here. I'm not going to open this up and go through it. That's not what the video is about, but that is my #1 car prep. Next is just a really basic just in case kit. This basically has, pliers, screwdrivers, jumper cables, road flare, stuff like that. That kind of stuff's crucial. I mean, you can use a road flare for so much. Yeah, we also have, hand warmers, ponchos. Ponchos are crucial. It doesn't matter if you're driving, 2 minutes or 2 hours. Ponchos are great to have. Batteries, like I said, road flares, flashlights, all that stuff's in here. Something else I keep, handheld GPS with my home waypoint set on here, so it doesn't matter where I'm at, I can turn this bad boy on, and I can walk home, drive home, doesn't matter. This will help get me home, so that's big. Water, something else is really important. I've already drank a lot of my water here. Yeah, water, we always have enough for, a day to 2 days of water in the vehicle. It's just something good to have. I know a lot of people aren't really thrilled about, plastic being in a hot vehicle, but hey, something's gonna get me.
Yeah, that's something you got to think about. I mean, you can only survive, what, 3 days?
Right.
3 days without water? Cancer ain't gonna get you for another 20 years.
Yeah, so I'm all right on that. And then we got a road atlas. These are outstanding. If the grid goes down, cells down, GPS isn't working, the batteries die, figure out where you're at, know what you're doing with this. These are absolutely fantastic to have. My wife bought this, she loves it, so I love it too. So that's my basic car preps. Like I said, if we go farther, we have 2 decent sized go bags that come with us. So
yeah.
Take it away, Zach.
Yeah, so next we have, before we get into my preps, we're going to go over the roadside kit by Alpha Outpost.
All right, guys, so we're going to dive into this box from Alpha Outpost. This is the roadside box. For those of you who don't know, Alpha Outpost is a subscription box service that sends you awesome gear like this every month. So links down in the description if you would like to sign up and get your first box. I believe you can get that for $5 if you use the link down in the description. Let's dive into it.
Yeah, so first thing we come to in the box is a little drawstring bag from Alpha Outpost with their logo on it. would actually seem like it will fit everything that's in this box, in this bag, so they include a storage option for you to keep it in your car. That's nice.
What do you think's in here?
I would guess it's a car cleaning kit.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
It is cool. So, squeegee, foam,
Yeah, I mean, you never...
bucket. We got a...
What? It's a bucket.
It's a bucket.
That's actually pretty cool.
It is neat.
It,
Fold up bucket. That's pretty cool.
yeah, material actually feels pretty good.
Yeah.
It's even got a handle.
Fair
That's
enough.
actually pretty cool. I've never seen that before. We'll just toss it out.
Yep. Car care bucket. That's cool.
Next, something we mentioned is jump cables. It's just so smart. They're these are probably what? These are 8-gauge wire, so more than enough. If you're jumping big diesels, you might want more than this, but
Yeah, not for the job site, but
yeah.
day-to-day life, that's awesome.
Exactly. And for most of us with passenger type cars or even small trucks, this will be enough.
So very small boo-boo kit here. Looks like it's got Band-Aids, some real basic first aid stuff. I mean, this is the kind of thing you just throw in your glove box, and if you have a headache or a small paper cut, this will be awesome.
Yeah, and these things are great if, like I said about customizing your first aid kit, add in whatever you need, whether that be 1 or 2 tablets of Benadryl in case you're allergic to bees or any of that stuff, because if you're outdoors, if you're far away and you get bit by a bee and you're allergic, you might not make it in time.
Right.
And it's crazy to think that something as small as a Benadryl could save your life.
Cool.
Next we have, looks to be a window breaker, seatbelt cutter, and some sort of LED light. Actually not that bad. Probably got a lot of mosquitoes out here. Probably about as good as the dually on the bottom facing beam. The front, oh, and it has SOS too. The front facing beam, it's okay. I'd be interested to see how this windshield breaker works. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to test that. We don't have the budget for that, but maybe eventually. Not too bad. Yeah. Next, it looks like we got some reflectors for the side of the road. These are great to have on the highway. I mean, you don't want to get rear-ended by someone, just like the LED ones I have. These ones don't have LEDs, but definitely great to have.
Something else we didn't talk about, you know, I have a DeWalt battery charger in my car. I should have brought that down, but it basically accepts the DeWalt batteries, and you can charge your phone, tablet, anything like that. That's crucial, being able to have comms up, you know, and that's basically what you've got here. So Alpha Outpost included a small battery bank. I think these things are pretty awesome. I don't know the specs on this one. It might be hiding in here.
Looks to be about 2900 milliamp hours, so really not bad. Could pretty much give you a full charge on any cell phone. Some of these, the hold time on the charge isn't too good, so that's something we need to look into.
Right.
Because, I mean, if you only plug it in once a year when you go to use it, it's probably not going to have power.
Yeah, it's something you want to be continually using, absolutely. We find that with our camera batteries and stuff like that.
Yeah. Last but not least, gave a call police distress spanner. So definitely something you could use. Nice thing is it definitely has a wax coating or something on it, or it's not even a paper based. But that way, if it rains, it's not going to run in the rain.
Now, what would you need or use something? I was just kind of mulling it over in my head. I'm like, I guess if we were out in a national park or something like that, I mean, I guess you could call the park rangers, but if we were stranded.
Yeah, because on the side of the road, I don't know that you would use this.
That is a little
much.
Yeah, I mean, here in PA, we would just put like a white flag in the window to signify. Signify that our vehicle broke down.
Yeah, so that's the contents of this box from Alpha Outpost this month, and we're actually going to be giving that away to one of you guys.
So comment down in the comment section, and
yeah,
I guess we'll just pick a random comment.
Yeah, just pick a random comment and get it out to you guys.
Now, another thing to think about too, guys, while Zach's getting ready, wife and I were a one-car family. We share the vehicle. So, Zach, you've got...
You got 2 cars.
You have 2 vehicles, so, you know, things that are in yours compared to, you know.
Yeah. So first we'll go over the car related items, the stuff that's not so much like my get home bag. We'll go over that in a minute. But first we got the jumper cables. Every car should have jumper cables in it.
You would not believe, sorry to cut you off there, you would not believe the amount of people that have come up to me in a parking lot asking if you have jumper cables.
It's crazy, and you don't need big beefy, these are probably what, 4-gauge wire. You can have just
They're
simple,
angry.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
these that come in this just in case kit are, I mean, they're so simple, and I've jumped countless vehicles with these.
And it doesn't matter what car you have, you should have jumper cables, because you never know when you could help someone else or when you're going to need help and the other person doesn't have a set.
Boom.
So another thing I keep in my car is just a tow strap in case you get stuck. I've been stuck before. Went down to a waterfall to take a photo when there was probably 12 inches of snow on the road, and drive a Ford Fusion, so it's not made for that, but would have been nice to have this back then. Another one along the lines of snow is just a little shovel in case you get stuck and dig yourself out. And we got, these are little LED blinkers, the little triangles that sit on the road, so in case you can't get over far enough, or even if you are over far enough, it's really smart to have these at night. You don't want to get rear-ended by someone doing 60 on the highway. It's deadly. Simple, adjustable, nothing special. Tire repair kit. PSI gauge for the tires. You never know when you need a measuring tape. Road flares. And then this is a great light. This is made by Streamlight. This is called the Dually. It's not that bright, but great little light to have. Waterproof, pretty much indestructible. Gives you a front-facing beam as well as a bottom-facing beam, so when you're walking at night, you can see where you're going. And you can actually turn both of them on at the same time, which is really nice. So, and now we'll get into more of the prepping type gear. So another thing is the container that you keep your preps in. This is just a simple tote from Home Depot. It's kind of a piece of shit though, so I would not recommend that. These, I mean, you can see right here, the hinge came out. It's just not great. So make sure you get a better container than I did. Next thing, I keep a lot of water. I used to keep about a case in here, but it gets a little heavy to move it in and out of the car when you have a full case inside, plus all the other gear. So I probably have 6-7 water bottles in here, so be enough to get home. Next thing, I always recommend having something that you can hold water with, that you can also boil with, because if you can't, you have no way to filter water. This one actually comes with a coffee press as well. Next we got a roll of duct tape. Never know when you need that, just throw it in there. Tons of fixes with that. First aid kit. Normally have it inside this bag, but had to use it recently when I sliced my finger open. But always good to have. This is just a basic kit that I bought off Amazon, and added some of my own stuff in here. Got a cat tourniquet, always good to have. Don't buy fake cat tourniquets, they'll break when you need them, and it's just not smart. Another thing to add is, so a lot of these kits, I mean, it's made for as many people as could possibly use it. If you're allergic to certain things, it'd be good to keep Benadryl in here. Aspirin if you're prone to heart conditions, stuff like that. But yeah, I pretty much have mine set up the same way as him. I have gauze, I have chest seals, I got Quick Clot in here, so I mean, pretty much ready for anything. I normally keep a flashlight in here as well, and you always want to know where your first aid kit is. You always want to have access to that. You don't want that in the bottom of your bag, because you don't want to be tearing through stuff when shit hits the fan.
So one other thing when it comes to car preps, I guess, I don't know about you, but when my tank gets to about a half, I tend to fill up. I never want to be under a half tank of gas. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I definitely agree with that sentiment. I don't often listen to that sentiment though.
I'm bad with it too.
Yeah, I mean, we're all so busy, and sometimes it's at like 1 mile left and I've been filling up. But it is smart to keep at least half a tank, and if you think things are going bad, like the beginning of when COVID, I mean, beginning of COVID, gas was super cheap here,
Yeah.
and I went and filled all 3 vehicles, but it's definitely a smart thing to do to keep the gas tank full. Next, we're gonna tear into the get home bag. It's not a super large setup. It's not really gray man either. It's kind of got a tactical look to it. This is just a cheap bag from Gun Show. Nothing too crazy. It's not a Vertex or anything like that. But let's tear into it. So in the first pocket here, we have some waterproof matches in a waterproof case. Always good to have. These are Strike Anywhere matches made by Zippo. Just really, really good ones to have. And then I also have a toothbrush in here. Must use the toothpaste at some point because that is gone. Okay guys, so in the big pocket, first thing we have is a 2-person survival tent. Always good to have. Then we have a tack bivvy, which is basically just a small sleeping bag. Good to keep you warm for a night or 2. Long term, not the best, but short term, definitely great to have. Might be a little unnecessary, but next thing we have in the large pocket is a hammock. So I already have a tent, but a hammock's always nice too if you don't want to be laying on the ground. Not too many areas here where that would be a big deal, but say you're down south and you worry about the water level rising, definitely something good to have. Camp soap, always good to have. Definitely stay sterile out there. Don't give yourself any kind of diseases or anything like that. Next we have a life straw. They had a sale on these and I picked up a whole bunch of them, but they're always good to have. Plenty of different options you could choose for this. The Sawyer water filters are awesome as well, but this is a nice quick option. Just throw it in the bag and go. Next thing I have is a Mora knife. These little knives are amazing. You really can't beat them for the price. I mean, if I needed a budget knife and I could only have one, it'd be a Mora knife. They're beautiful knives made in Sweden and just excellent quality. Excellent quality, especially for, I mean, you're looking at 12 to 15 bucks on average for these guys. Great knives to have. Next I have a little essentials bag. So this is a Maxpedition bag. They're not cheap. They're definitely not cheap, but they make amazing little pouches. So right on the outside, thermal blanket, and then we're gonna break into the inside of this. Next we have a Kershaw. This is just a simple pocket knife, nothing too crazy. Nice blade, nice drop point. This was one I used to EDC, but I bent up the clip pretty bad and figured I'd just throw it in here instead of throw it away. Next we have a compass, nothing too crazy. Just a simple military compass really. Behind here, we have a bunch of lighters. You never have too many lighters. Got mini ones, full-size ones. I mean, really, can't go wrong with enough lighters. They're pretty light, and they're super valuable. I mean, these are even bartering items when it comes down to it. A few more items I have tucked back in there was a little knife sharpener. It's just a little compact one. Always nice to have with you. Nothing too crazy. And then we also have iodine tablets for purifying water. So, always good to have multiple options for each skill set. For example, purifying water or starting fire. It's always good to have multiples. Next, center stage, we have just a run-of-the-mill Amazon flashlight. You can replace this for a much higher end option if you feel the need. I do not feel like throwing a $100 flashlight in here at the moment. That may change. This is actually a universal key used for opening different water sources. Always good to have in SHTF situations. More lighters, ferro rod. Next I have a Write in the Rain pen as well as a tab in here. And then lastly, we have some glow sticks. I probably have more in here than I need, but just something good to have. So I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up today, guys. I think we showed you that there's really a no one-size-fits-all option, and we'd love to hear what you guys think down in the description. What we should add, what should we take out. So.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to everyone's feedback on this. It's really interesting. Videos like this are always eye-opening for me to just compare, what we've got going on compared to, the next guy, and hearing from everybody on YouTube. It's very, very interesting. I've done a few EDC bag videos already, and I've learned so much from just the wisdom of everybody else out there, if you will. I'm not a prideful person. You're not by any means. You're not going to take offense to someone's suggestions online. It's just really outstanding. So really appreciate all the feedback, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us with the algorithm, rank higher. We do like that a lot.
Yeah, and don't forget to comment down below for your chance to win the Alpha Outpost box. We'll get that in the mail to you as soon as we pick a winner. So,
absolutely. Well, see you on the next one, guys.
have a good one.